This series of movie clips shows a paramecium captured and encircled by an amoeba. Not all such events lead to ingestion and death of the captured organism. In this case, the paramecium actually escapes, though not without some loss of cytoplasm and some evidence of cell damage as the result of its encounter with the amoeba. Note how flexible the paramecium is. At times it seems to bend portions of its body at right angles without any evidence of breakage of the cell membrane. Note that the paramecium is constantly, almost frantically, trying its surroundings and seeking an exit route. It is already somewhat flattened, probably by cover glass pressure. The amoeba has trapped the paramecium and is slowly closing the loop of its body around it. Notice that the paramecium seems to sense the potential opening at the uppermost end of the loop, returning to it repeatedly. Eventually, the paramecium will exploit this discontinuity and will be able to extract itself from the amoeba's grip. Note the growing degree of distortion of the paramecium's body as it comes under progressive restriction by the amoeba. The paramecium seems to be on the losing end of this struggle. Now, in a desperate final adaptation to the progressive reduction in available space, the paramecium becomes arched and bent back on itself and seems to be in the terminal throes of the battle. It would not be surprising to see a sudden rupturing of the paramecium's cell membrane at this juncture, signaling victory for the predatory amoeba. And conditions do seem to get worse before they may get better. The paramecium is barely able to move in its enclosed state and looks like a developing embryo within an egg. Slowly but surely, the amoeba is extending its hyaline cytoplasm inward and taking up the space occupied by the paramecium. The internal structures of the paramecium, including its nucleus, contractile vacuoles, and cytopharyngeal cilia, are nonetheless intact and can still be seen in the churning cytoplasm of the paramecium as it continues to struggle within a limited volume. It should also be noted that the trichocyst border of the paramecium is quite clearly visible and intact. There is no evidence whatsoever that the paramecium has discharged any of its trichocysts in defense against this life-threatening attack of the amoeba. The struggle continues, but the paramecium shows diminishing activity and seems to have developed an exhausted state. The movements of the paramecium are now sluggish and few, and the feeble vibrations of its cytopharyngeal cilia resemble those of a dying organism. Perhaps the amoeba had had no taste for the paramecium, or perhaps it had tired of the fray. For whatever reason, the gap in its trap-like circle has opened, allowing the paramecium to escape. Notice again how the flexibility of the paramecium serves its escape. It squeezes through a space smaller than its own width. This is not to say that it has not been damaged. Its reconstituted self, seen re-establishing its form outside the amoeba's circle, is distorted and almost unrecognizable as a paramecium. Seen from low power, it is possible to assess the paramecium's successful escape. Nonetheless, as it moves away into the surrounding fluid, it appears flattened, misshapen, and sluggish. However, the organism as a whole has survived and can undoubtedly regenerate and refurbish its form, appearance, and function.